royal biographer Duncan Larcombe, who wrote Prince Harry, The Untold Story, says that he doesn't believe the couple will come back for the Jubilee event, and that Harry's tell-all memoir, due out in the autumn, could inflict further damage. Duncan adds, even though they need their royal connection, I really don't think they'll return for the Jubilee. I think there's a genuine chance they'd be booed on the balcony, and that risk of humiliation will be too great for them. Harry says a lack of security is holding him back from coming, but I believe that's just an excuse. I think Meghan has a long-term game plan and always has done. You don't employ an army of lawyers, PRs and experts if you don't have a game plan. If part of that plan is to try to bring down the royal family, then they won't succeed, because Harry and Meghan aren't as popular as they'd perhaps hoped, and they aren't always credible. The state of the royal rift is looking incredibly tragic. The interview made it clear that Harry still harbors a lot of anger towards Charles and William. And he's got his book coming out this year, which will be hanging over the royals, and make it impossible for any bridges to be built anytime soon. Meanwhile, Prince Harry has possibly revealed his future plans to return to the UK. The royal and wife Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, made headlines recently when they made a surprise, under-the-radar visit to see his grandmother the Queen. The stopover was done during the couple's journey to Holland to take part in the opening ceremony of the Invictus Games last week. And during a recent interview about the visit, expert Daniela Alzer noticed something the prince said which might have given a subtle, forward hint at where the royal couple's future might lie. Speaking to NBC News host Hoda Kotb, he said, "Yes, I did. I had tea with her. It was really nice to catch up with her and, home for me now is, for the time being, it's in the States. And it feels that way as well." And Elser pointed out, "See what he slipped in there? For the time being. As I would like to imagine," the Queen muttered, pausing mid-slice of lavishly buttered marmalade toast at her breakfast table and in her impeccable French, très, intéressant. This is the first, clear public indication Harry has given that he and Meghan might, and a very heavy emphasis on the might here, be open to one day spending real time back in the UK. Remember, this after all was their original plan when they first dropped their nuclear bombshell of an Instagram post announcing Megxit way back in January 2020, writing, "We now plan to balance our time between the United Kingdom and North America." The sticking point here, and with their DIY demi-royal plans, was that the couple had cooked up this royal restructuring over their own cups of oat-milk chai tea, far away from Windsor and without the Queen's okay. What followed was the nonagenarian monarch putting her tiny foot down and reading them the Riot Act. So, off they strode into the sunset to seemingly spend their days doing, God knows what. Aside from Invictus, the duo has managed to not release any major charity or professional project in 2 years. In other news, Donald Trump sat down with British journalist Piers Morgan to talk about his previous meetings with the Queen. The former president then went on to say he enjoyed the Queen's company and he knew she enjoyed his, claiming he had made her smile like she never has before days after Prince Harry prided himself on making her laugh during his visit 2 weeks ago. Mr. Trump told the Talk TV presenter, "I'm not a fan of Meghan. I'm not a fan and I wasn't, right from the beginning. I think poor Harry is being led around by his nose. And I think he's an embarrassment. And I think when she spoke badly of the royal family, but in particular the Queen, I met the Queen. It was supposed to be for 20 minutes. Mr. Morgan added, "I saw you just after you saw her." Mr. Trump said, "Right. It was supposed to be just a quick meeting. And it was beautiful. The pomp and ceremony, nobody does it like the English. I don't know what it is. But nobody does it. Piers Morgan, we have a certain style." Mr. Trump added, "But I met her and it turned out to be more than an hour, substantially, because she liked me and I liked her and she let it be known. She liked me and I let it be known,